And a good afternoon to you. Dr. Steve G. Jones here. I am a clinical hypnotherapist. My doctorate is in educational administration. My bachelor's degree is in psychology. My master's degree is in adult education. So a well-rounded mix. And I'm also a hypnotherapist. And so I'm here as a resource for you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to answer any questions that you may have about hypnosis, how it's used, what it's useful for, what it's not useful for. Where is the dividing line between Western medicine and hypnosis? When should we go to a medical doctor, and when might a medical doctor recommend a hypnotherapist? Or if you want to learn about hypnosis, if you want to learn how to become a professional hypnotherapist, all of these categories are fair game, as I am here to answer your questions 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so I'm here for approximately a half an hour each day. And my goal is to just be a resource for you, to help you clear up anything that you may want to know, any questions that may be on your mind. I know there are a lot of questions that people have, and sometimes they don't even know where to go to ask those questions about hypnosis and hypnotherapy and hypnosis training. So that's why I'm here, to be your resource. And if you're just joining me for the first time, please go ahead and subscribe so you'll know when I'm on next. Please go ahead and like this video if you do like it, and share this video so that your friends will know also about this resource that's available. And I will be glad to answer any questions that you have. All right, let's go ahead and check in. Tom has joined. Hello. Jesus, hello. Dunka, hello to you. Daisy, hello to you. Gabby, hello to you. Miss Rowley, hello to you. Yoke, hello to you. Malfred, hello to you. Hopefully I'm pronouncing these names correctly. And Robert, hello to you. Yes, the beard is gone. I have shaved. It's coming back a little bit, the goatee. But every now and then I go ahead and shave just to mix things up a little bit. Why not? Let's see. Miss Fonte, hello to you. Ida, hello. Doing great. Andrea, hello. Melinda, hello. Lucine, good evening to you. Elma, hello. Good to see a lot of regular people here, a lot of faces I recognize. Seems like we've got a regular group that's gathering, a lot of good people with a lot of good questions. So that's always good to see. And I am honored to have such a wonderful group here that turns out on a regular basis, and also some new people popping in because they're curious about hypnosis. Elma, hello. June Ann, hello to see you from Dubai. All right, I haven't been to Dubai, but I've heard good things about it. I have lots of friends who have been there, and they always take pictures of themselves with the exotic buildings, and I think they have, what is it, 7-star hotels there or something, where you get a butler outside of the hotel. So 5-star hotel for me would be outstanding. I prefer those, but a 7-star hotel, I've only heard about those in Dubai. So wonderful, interesting place, lots of money there, lots of business, lots of really cool stuff. In Dubai there's a hotel you can stay in underwater, where you look outside and you're actually essentially in an aquarium, and your view from your bedroom is outside and you see fish going by. So very interesting place, Dubai. Daisy says, can you say hello to my dog Mowgli? He's watching. Hopefully I pronounced his name right. Hello Mowgli, glad to have you here, and good to see our audience expanding into more of the animal kingdom. Tom Justin says, Steve G. Jones knows the world of effective communication and persuasion. He's on live. Don't miss this powerful information. Tom, I like that commercial advertisement. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Good stuff. And good to see you, Tom. Tom is a friend of mine, and we have a mutual friend, Dr. Joe Vitale. And so Tom I see not often enough. I see him maybe once a year, but it's always good to catch up with you, Tom. Tibisay says hello to you. Melinda, hello to you. Mariella says, good evening from Athens, Greece. All right, been there. Love that place. Good evening to you. Ugrari says, great evening to you from Mumbai, India. All right. Brenda King says, hi, Steve, with a question mark after it. So we have our first question of the day. Hi, Steve. All right. Hello to you, Brenda. Tom Justin says, imprinting. It's something coming up a lot with my clients of late. Is that word enough to give some input? Yeah, I would need some more information on that, Tom, to be able to answer your question more appropriately. Imprinting can be used in a number of ways. Normally we see it used during childhood and adolescence, but if you can give me a more complete question, I'll be glad to address it if I know the answer. Ida says, looks like you had a good time with Dr. Vitale. All right. Well, thank you, Ida. Absolutely. And Aliyah has joined. Yoke says, hello. How are you from Thailand? All right. Hello, Yoke. Christian says, don't have but one more to go, but it's taken its toll on my body. Okay, Christian keeping us updated about chemotherapy. So keep pushing through, Christian. You are on the right track. Junan says, I hope you come here to Dubai, Doc. Well, maybe someday. It seems like all of my friends go there on a regular basis, so it's probably only a matter of time before I get invited to a party there or business meeting there or something in Dubai. Michelle says, hi, Steve, multitasking as I set up my new iPhone. Okay, and I'm broadcasting to you today on my new iPhone, the new iPhone 7. Seems to me just like the iPhone 6S that I had before, but apparently the camera's a little better. So let me know if I seem any more clear today. Valerie says, hello, Dr. Jones, and to all the beautiful people watching the broadcast. All right, good to see a lively, happy group. Daisy says, thank you. All right, Liliana says, hello. Brenda King says, that was a mistake. Busy day. All right, so she did not mean to ask a question when she said Dr. Steve, question mark. Good enough. I figured it was. Georgina says, hello, Dr. Steve. Are you tired now? Interesting question. I am not tired now. I have had a full night's sleep. 8 hours as I normally get. I have had a full cup of coffee as I normally have. I have had breakfast. I have had a snack after breakfast. I am going to work out after this. I am wide awake and feeling good and not tired at all. So thank you for the question though. Etanem says, hello, Dr. Jones from Toronto. All right, great place. Carmen has joined. Daisy says, good luck, Christian. Christian says anemia is not a good thing. Absolutely not. I had that when I was a child, when I was born, actually. I was born with liver challenges. I was a little on the orange side when I was born because I was jaundiced because I was having liver challenges. And I also was anemic, kind of came out struggling a little bit. I was also born with club feet, by the way, so they had to operate on that right away when I was a baby. So kind of came out with a little bit of a slow start, a little bit of this and that going on, but thanks to medical science, everything worked out. Ulysses says, hi, Dr. Steve, how has your day been? I'm here at work, couldn't miss you. Well, thank you very much. My day has been great so far. Henrietta says, hi, Dr. Steve, how is it with you? I'm Henriette from Belgium. I would like to know if self-hypnosis is available. It is. I had sent a message to you, but it was a scammer, so I would also advise, was here on this site. I have informed them, Captain James, as a volunteer helper, if you understand me. Okay. Don't understand everything there. I do understand you have a question about self-hypnosis. Is self-hypnosis available? Yes, I do have self-hypnosis recordings. You can listen to them. It's me talking, but it's, we say sometimes all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. So if that's what you mean, if you mean, are there hypnosis recordings that you can listen to on your own that will put you in hypnosis, then yes, I do have those available on about 250 different topics. And then you said you had sent a message to a scammer, probably someone pretending to be me or using my pictures with another name. That happens all the time. Nothing I can do about it, but thank you for bringing it to our attention. Miriam says, hi, Dr. Jones. Heard so many great things about you. I would like to give you a shout out. Give a shout out to Valerie Curry Heimberger. Happy birthday. I love you, Mom. All right. Well, good stuff. Happy birthday to your mom, Valerie. Thank you for that, Miriam. Robert says, Steve, after doing the induction, how quickly do you move into the hypnosis script of the session? Okay, so we have a question here from Robert. So we have a question, and Robert says, Steve, after doing the induction, how quickly do you move into the hypnosis script of the hypnosis session? Okay, well, I have written a book about this, hypnosis, basic hypnosis for professionals, and also hypnosis for laymen, both of which go into that, and also my hypnosis certification program goes into that. But the way I teach hypnosis, Robert, is I teach it in 5 parts. The induction, then the deepening, then the script. So I have a deepening in between the induction and the script. And then amnesia, and then trans-termination. So to answer your question, Robert, how quickly do I move into the hypnosis script of the hypnosis session after the induction? Well, after the induction, I prefer a little bit of silence. Silence acts as something that will relax them more. So it acts in the same way that the deepening works. So after the induction would be about 10 minutes, I'd say. Then I like to have about 30 to 60 seconds of silence, just let them drift off on their own. Then the deepening, which is about 5 minutes long. Then 30 to 60 seconds of silence again, and then the induction, so rather than the script. So to answer your question, we have about 30 to 60 seconds of silence on each side of the deepening. So we have the induction, silence, deepening, silence, then the script. So you're looking at probably on average about 7 minutes between the induction and the script. Of course, that's with time for the deepening also, and with time for silence, which I always enjoy doing that with clients because it lets them go into the trance state on their own without you guiding them. You guiding them, that's a big part of it, and that's why you get paid as a hypnotherapist, of course, but allowing them the opportunity to also drift on their own is good as well. So thank you for that question, Robert. I appreciate that. Edie says, hello, Steve. How are you? Doing great. Thank you very much, Edie. And by the way, if you're just joining, go ahead and subscribe to this video. Go ahead and like it. Go ahead and share it. I want you to know when I'm on next. Also want your friends to know that this resource is available, that I'm available to be a helpful person to you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Carmen says, big hello, Dr. Steve. All right, Carmen, thank you very much. Lucine says, you snack will be chocolate, Dr. Steve. Okay, that sounds good. I like chocolate. I like chocolate with the high cocoa content. But that sounds good. Sounds like a fortune cookie. Your snack will be chocolate, Dr. Steve. All right, I like it. Terry Sia says something in German, a lot of things in German. So if someone or you could translate that for me, I'll be glad to answer that. Tom says, a first impression, if powerful enough on a new product or relationship, can obscure other information that's not consistent with the first. Would you agree that sometimes we miss important information if we aren't aware of this? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Tom. I thoroughly agree with that. and again, to read Tom's statement, a first impression, if powerful enough on a new product or relationship, can obscure other information that's not consistent with the first. Yeah, I mean, take falling in love, for example. You fall in love with someone, love at first sight, and then you're unable to see the things after it that really don't add up to them being a loving person. That's a simple example with a relationship. But yeah, Tom, we see that all the time. We see it in all kinds of things. People become, super duper fans of something because of the initial infatuation. They're not able to see negative behavior for what it is afterwards, that type of thing. So we as humans tend to be wired for that. I completely agree with that, Tom. Ida says, I want to say happy birthday to Valerie. All right, happy birthday, Valerie. Michelle says, thumbs up with iPhone 7. Picture is sharper. Here's to the late Steve Jobs and Apple. All right, so thanks for the feedback, Michelle. Apparently my picture is sharper now using the iPhone 7. Steve Jobs' legacy lives on. Henriette says, thank you, Dr. Steve. My pleasure. Beth has joined. Hello. Christian says, reconstruction surgery soon. All right, keep moving forward, Christian. And let's see what else we have here. Miss Rowley, hello. Liliana says, when are you going to have a special broadcast about astral projection? I've been interested in the subject for a while. Thanks. Not sure, but we may do that. And if we do it, I will label it that so you'll know that that is the special broadcast on that. Priya says, hi, Dr. Steve. Hello to you. Soapit says, hello, can you please share your life story relating to hypnosis and the impact it has on your life? Also, what other strategies do you recommend for bringing about changes in our lives and relationship to wealth in addition to hypnosis? Wow, Soapit, you are asking for a book, basically. I don't know if we have time for all that. So let's give you the abridged version. All right, so we have a question here, very in-depth question. Soapit says, hello, can you please share your life story relating to hypnosis and the impact it has had on your life? All right, well, let me give you the abbreviated version because to give you my life story would take quite a long time. So the abbreviated version is that when I was in high school, I was in Riverside Military Academy. My parents sent me there. A lot of kids get threatened with military school or boarding school. You don't shape up, you're going to boarding school or going to military school. And most kids say, oh, okay, yeah, right. Well, so did I. Okay, yeah, right. And then I ended up in military school, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So there I was, not very happy about it, didn't want to be there. I did okay. I was a good student. I stayed out of trouble. But I really didn't enjoy the military process. I learned a lot. I learned how to be organized and how to, be responsible for myself, be responsible for other people. First, I was in charge of a squad, then a platoon. So first I was in charge of, let's say, 5 people, and then I was in charge of a few more people. I was in charge of about 20 people. And so as I went on with this, I was realizing that I was gaining some valuable information, yes, but I also realized that I wanted an escape. And so for me, the escape was getting a book on hypnosis. I got a book on hypnosis. I started hypnotizing my roommates. I started helping my roommates, and my roommates became more open to having more hypnosis. Soon the smart kids came to me wanting to study more effectively. The athletes came to me wanting to exercise more effectively. So it really blossomed from there. And so I was able to build a career on that. So after I got out of high school, I went to college, University of Florida, got my undergraduate degree in psychology, eventually got my master's and doctorate in education. And so didn't really learn much about hypnosis in academic study. I was always studying hypnosis outside of academia because they don't really teach it, at least at the undergraduate psychology level, they don't really teach it. Also had some graduate counseling classes at the University of Florida, but they didn't teach it there either. So when I really started getting into hypnosis when I got out of high school, I set up my practice and just started helping people, and it's blossomed into a wonderful career. We didn't have the internet back then. We didn't have CDs or MP3s, so it was more difficult to really get up and running. But I would advise anyone who has any interest whatsoever in hypnosis to just start out like that. Just get a book on it, start reading about it, start learning what you can from various teachers, going, in person and online and everything like that. So to answer your question about the impact that it had on my life, it really helped me a lot. I was the kind of kid who was rather shy, actually, and I wasn't an overachiever as a kid. And then when I started using hypnosis on myself, I started to tap into something. I started to tap into something greater, and I started realizing that I can be something more than what I was being, and I could live life on a larger scale. So I really got in tune with that. And so that helped me quite a bit. In college, I did the first 2 years of college in 1 year. I was taking a lot of credit hours. I had to get special permission to take more credit hours than you're supposed to. You're supposed to take maybe around 16 credit hours. I was taking 22 credit hours per semester, 24 credit hours per semester. So I did the first 2 years of college in 1 year. I got special permission from the academic advisor to be able to do that. And so I was just full speed ahead, and I owe a lot of it to hypnosis. The acceleration that it gave me in my life in being able to get things done was really outstanding. So I'm glad to share that with other people. So that's how it's impacted my life. Took me from being a shy kid who wasn't doing much to being a much more assertive person who is doing a lot and is engaged in life and able to feel confident and motivated. And then you also asked, what other strategies do you recommend for bringing about change in our lives in relation to wealth in addition to hypnosis? So the other strategies that you can use to change your life other than hypnosis would be, of course, affirmations. You want to say positive things to yourself. When you're talking about wealth, you're talking about the reasons a lot of people don't become wealthy would be because of upbringing. Maybe we didn't have a lot when we were being brought up, and we feel that we're not worthy of a lot now. So that needs to be overcome. So whether you want to do that with hypnosis or just hanging out with more wealthy people who are successful and happy and good people and contributing to the world, that's a great way to do it too, to reprogram your mind that being wealthy is okay. Or perhaps therapy, mainstream therapy, can be very helpful also. So thank you for that question, Sobit. Very, very good, detailed question. Christian says, I hate it more, surgery, your pain, and surgery pain recordings help. Excellent. I'm glad they are helping, Christian. Keep moving forward on that. Tang says, how do we keep ourselves protected from a client's negative vibe during a session? Well, I think it really depends on your belief system, Tang. Whether you have a metaphysical belief or more of a straightforward belief about what's going on. But really, when you say protected from their negative vibe, this comes down to your own self-confidence, and so I would just work on that. You're not going to be able to work on every client to make their vibe not negative unless that's what they want to work on, but you can work on yourself. So I would just make yourself tougher, not meaner, just tougher, and the way you do that is by building up your confidence. And so I would recommend working hypnotically with yourself, Tang, to build up your confidence. And that's going to help you a lot in helping other people as well. So thank you for that question. Tony says, hello, can people be hypnotized while sleeping? They can, but I don't consider that to be ethical to, someone's sleeping and then you hypnotize them unless they've given you consent beforehand. I also don't see it as necessary because you can put them into a state that's similar to sleep. So I don't really think that's necessary. But they can be. Should they be? I don't think so, unless they've given you consent. But hypnosis and sleep states are the same. So that can definitely happen. You can do it, but you shouldn't do it with other consent. Daisy says, I've got your stop smoking recording. Should I wait until I am really ready to give up before trying it? How soon is it likely to stop me smoking? Your confidence recording is really helping me. So going to keep doing that every night the next few weeks, then hopefully start the smoking one. All right. Well, interesting question, Daisy. So we've got a question here from Daisy, which is a standard type of question for someone who wants to overcome something like smoking, because there is a tendency to feel powerless in that situation. There's a tendency to think that the cigarette is strong, perhaps stronger than the person. There's a tendency to think that the habit is very strong and has a tremendous amount of pull on the person. And by thinking these things, you can make them true. You can actually make the cigarette, an inanimate object, very strong in your mind just by thinking it. So I'm not talking about giving the cigarette any magical qualities. I'm just saying in your mind, you can build up anything you want to be very powerful and daunting for you. Doesn't mean that the cigarette has changed or actually taken on these attributes. Just means you've, in your thinking, that's the way it looks to you. So let me go ahead and read the question that Daisy asks. I've got your stop smoking recording. Good, so you've got my hypnosis recording to help you stop smoking. And then she says, should I wait until I'm really ready to give up before trying it? Okay, so this wording is very interesting. This is wording that we see oftentimes from people who feel that they are stuck drinking or gambling or using drugs or smoking. They feel trapped and they feel controlled by it. So the first part of the question is, should I wait until I'm really ready to give up? Okay, well, think about that. You're either ready or you're not. You bought the recording, so you're either ready or you're not. So it sounds like you are ready to do it. The recording is going to push you further along that line, push you further into let's stop smoking zone. So being a little bit ready is good enough, and the recording is going to help you do the rest. And then then you say, before I'm really ready to give up, before trying it. Okay, so again, this is standard wording for someone who is feeling that they are under the control of something. So before trying it, Daisy, there is do or do not. To quote the famous Yoda, to paraphrase Yoda from Star Wars, there's either do or do not. There is no try. So if you want to give up smoking, which apparently you do because you've purchased a stop smoking recording, the trick is not to try, but just to do. And it's also a matter of not waiting until you're really ready, because if you bought it, then you're ready. You've already made that decision that you want to stop. So the idea is to let go of all that fear that it won't work, to let go of the idea of trying, to let go of waiting for the perfect moment, and to just do it. To just do it. That's the trick. So go ahead and start listening to that recording. That's the only way it's going to work for you. And then you say, your confidence recording is really helping me. So going to keep doing that every night the next few weeks, then hopefully start the smoking one. All right, so then we have more of that wording, hopefully start the smoking one. Daisy, you are in control of that, so you decide. So I would rephrase that to, I'm having success with a confidence recording. Next, I'm going to conquer smoking. I'm going to do it. I'm going to start it on such and such date, and I'm going to make it happen. You see the big difference in the way I'm wording things versus the way you're wording things? Now, when you come out on the other side of this, when you actually do stop smoking, your wording's going to change quite a bit. Because when people stop something like smoking, and it's binary, you can see you either stopped or you didn't. There are only two possible outcomes. So once you see that you did stop, you're going to have tremendous power. You're going to feel on top of the world, because now you're going to know you can handle anything. So my advice, Daisy, let go of all the trying, let go of all the hoping, let go of all the getting ready, and just do it. Set a date when you're going to do it, and then do it, and that's that. Thank you for that question. Got a few more minutes left, so I'll take a one or two more questions. If you're just joining and you've never seen me before, go ahead and subscribe so you'll know when I'm on next. I'm on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to answer your questions about hypnosis. Also, please like and share this video. And if you subscribe, you'll know when interesting people are on. It'll let you know, like when I have Natalie Ledwell from Mind Movies, or Joe Vitale from The Secret, or any number of my special guests, Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank. These are friends of mine. These are people who, from time to time, these and other people will be on this broadcast. So if you subscribe, you get to find out when they're on, and then you can ask them questions live. And if you missed any of those, go ahead and scroll back through my Facebook live broadcast, and you'll see all those wonderful people. Let's see. Roger says, when I listen to your hypnosis audios at night, how low can the volume be? It can be low enough so that you can still understand the words that I'm saying. If it's lower than the volume at which you can understand words, it's too low. Otherwise, you can keep going down. Cornelia says, hello, Dr. Steve. Greets from Germany, Frankfurt. All right. Greets to you too, Cornelia. Leah says, good evening, Dr. Steve. Nice to be able to enjoy you again. Regards from Ibiza. Have a nice weekend. Thank you, Leah. Thank you for being here. I've been to Barcelona, but never made it to Ibiza. But again, a lot of my friends say, my friends seem to be having a lot of fun. Ibiza, Dubai, I've got to get out more. Tom Justin says, my point is to be conscious of your reactions, especially when they are immediately impactful. I'm working with a client on a book where that came up a few times. Okay, let me just read that again. My point is to be conscious of your reactions, especially when they are immediately impactful. Okay, excellent point, Tom. I like that. Lillian says, hello, Dr. Steve G. Jones. Hello to you, Lillian. Yasmin has joined. Tara J says, hello, and whispering to everyone a wonderful weekend. All right. Yasmin says, hello from Germany, Stuttgart, Dr. Jones. Nice to see you. You too. Joanna says something in another language, which I don't understand. So if you want to translate, I'll be glad to respond. Jeff says, hello, Dr. Steve and the wonderful group. Hello to you, Jeff, and welcome here as always. Adriana says, blood levels were too worse. He's in heaven. R.I.P. Jerry. And enjoy my Stormwind Max, who is 12 weeks old. Anyway, happy Friday. Don't forget, as usual, to smile, and greetings from Stormwind Max, who takes care of my shoes. All right, Adrian, well, we are sorry for your loss, but we are glad to see that Max is doing well and taking care of your shoes. That sounds great. Jeff says, looking for information on NLP is what led me to you and Dr. Vitale. All right, excellent. Good to have you here. Shervin says, hello, Dr. Steve. Does it work best if we focus on one main thing to work on instead of several things at a time? For example, working on abundance and listening to daytime recordings on abundance, and at night abundance hypnosis for 21 days. Yes, absolutely. If you have several hypnosis recordings that you've purchased, the best thing to do is to just pick one and listen to that for 21 days or nights in a row if they're my hypnosis recordings, because they're designed to be listened to at night. And if you have the daytime corollary to that, the daytime hypnosis recording of the same title, then listen to that. So abundance at night and abundance in the daytime for 21 days. That's an excellent way to proceed. That way you really get clear and you're able to focus on one thing and get some direction on that before you conquer the next thing. Lucine says, your parents are very proud of you, what you are. All right, well, thank you, Lucine. Barbara says, hello, Steve. A question, where is the boundary between the intended and unintended manipulation with the help of hypnotherapy? Thank you for your answer. I'm going to need more clarification on that, Barbara. The boundary between the intended and unintended manipulation with the help of hypnotherapy. I'm going to, I kind of get the gist of what you're talking about, but I don't understand a clear question that I can answer. And if I don't get to you this time, feel free to come back next time. Again, I'm on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I'll look forward to that reworded in a different format so I can answer it for you. Ari says, hello, Dr. Steve Jones. I want to ask you a question in private. Is it possible you contact me by Facebook? You can send an email to support. You can email to office@stevegjones.com, and we will be glad to get back to you. Otherwise, if you have a question, feel free to post it here if it's something that you think would benefit everyone. Liliana says, I just Googled you on astral projection and got your beginner's guide. Thank you. All right. Brenda says, I just started the NLP, but I like the conversational hypnosis also. Does it matter which one is first? You know, if I had NLP and conversational hypnosis, I would do NLP first because it's going to set the foundation for a lot of things that are in conversational hypnosis. And it's going to give you a good, solid framework from which to work and from which to understand what's going on. Kind of like taking algebra before calculus. Not quite that required, but similar. You're going to set up a foundation to understand a lot of the concepts in conversational hypnosis more readily. They're going to make more sense to you. And you're also going to learn the language that we use, like anchoring and mirroring and so forth, and that's going to help you quite a bit in your study of conversational hypnosis. Christian says, I have a friend who has a relationship that the person that is verbally abusive, I need a recording for this friend. Well, I have a recording for overcome anger, to control anger. That could definitely help if the person is open to listening to it. Valerie said, there's a young lady that I'm mentoring. She's cutting herself with cutting herself. Will hypnosis help her because her medication is not? You know, Valerie, when you're working with a client like that, first of all, you should have a release from the medical doctor with approval to work with that client. Hypnosis can definitely help, but you want to make sure you're working in conjunction with the medical doctor and letting them know what you're doing with that client and that you have their blessing to work with them. This sounds like a situation where there could be some liability and you just really want to make sure you're always doing things the right way. So get a release from the medical doctor before you work with them. But the answer is yes, hypnosis can give them a tremendous amount of insight into that, and also they may want to see a psychologist as well. Okay. Yasmin says, liked and shared. All right. Lucine says, you also have about alcohol addiction program, not think I'm addicted. Okay, so I do have recordings for overcoming alcohol, yes. Lucine says, have a nice weekend. All right, you too. Mariana says, have a great weekend. You too. Roberta says, hi, Steve. Good afternoon to you. Aurora says, Dr. Steve G. Jones, happy weekend. All right, well, happy weekend to you too. It's always good to see people here as the weekend starts. Roberta says, hi, Steve. Good afternoon. Let's see. Alina says, hello, Dr. Steve G. Jones. Christian says, thank you. You are welcome. Abir says, good evening. And Kathy says, hi. All right. So for those of you who have questions that I didn't get to, or you held back a little bit, or you didn't put anything in there, these are all the comments I see for now. So I'm going to wrap up. And also I've got the honor of getting back to work, where I get to create hypnosis audios and videos and programs that help people. And remember, 2017 is going to be big as we release a lot of new programs. So I'm honored to begin working on that. I will look forward to seeing everyone Monday. Michelle, thank you. Have a great weekend yourself. And I look forward to seeing all of you next week, as I'm on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday answering your questions about hypnosis, hypnotherapy, and hypnosis training. I'm Dr. Steve G. Jones, hoping you have an outstanding day.